Today we will answer the question, what is an inference? I will also model how you make an inference and what good readers do to make an inference. We today are going to gather the evidence from the text that we have read already. From that, we're going to think about how all that evidence fits together. My lesson objective was for the students to use inferences in their reading, to use their evidence to support their inferences.
Land is important because that is where they grow their crops.
And what I wanted my students to walk away with at the end of the lesson was, what is the deeper meaning, to go beyond what the author was saying, to dive deeper into their experience and to gain more meaning of what they've read. What is it that the author wanted us to know? Now, we have to be very aware that the author does not write the inferences in the text. It is something that the author wants us to do as a reader. And strong readers make inferences all the time. It's not obvious. So we have the hard work today to develop an inference. What is in front of you, boys and girls, is your evidence, what you pulled from the text. Text-based answers were used in this lesson today. The evidence in which the students have collected from the texts is the basis of forming an inference. The students had to take the text, the details, the main ideas that they have drawn, and take it one step further to dive deeper into the text to develop what more is important. What can I now infer about that? Knowing our main idea and supporting details. What was important, Bailey?
What was important was shelter that was built by natural resources like sticks, bark, trees, and all of that. And also it gave them food and also clothing.
Do you agree with Bailey's inference?
Yes.
Raise your hand if you agree with Bailey's inference. He's saying that the natural world was important because they relied on their resources to give them, I heard Bailey say, shelter and food. You and your partner will develop inferences. So let's open up to the very first text, which was the longhouse. And you may begin.
I think the inference for this one would be
obviously they work together a lot and apart, so it would have to be something about working because that's what this part of the text is all about. So I don't know how we could put it in words. So that would make sense.
maybe, I think working together was important.
We're going to be like getting work done because we said in the gist that they work together and apart. So it would be like, I think that getting work done was important.
In my classroom, I wanted my students to be the center, where the students rely on each other to support each other's answers. And it's not teacher-driven, it's student-driven.
Here is where they talk about the elm trees and how they built things. So, and it says the elm trees used for shelter. So should we add that they're used for shelter to build the longhouses?
Yes.
So we have a supporting detail for that section. And the wild is important because men hunted rabbits, deer, wild turkeys, and other animals. Men fished for trout, salmon, and in rivers and lakes. So do you want to add anything else to what is important?
Did you put food?
From what you're saying here, that they planted beans, what else do you have? And other crops, corn, squash. Is that a detail or an inference?
That's a detail.
So let's fix that.
So we can write farming was
Important.
most important.
So let's go back to our other one, the longhouse, and fix that. Instead of saying that,
Maybe we should say having a place to live. Having a place to live and stay dry. And stay dry, okay.
What the students worked on demonstrated that they are starting to understand inferencing. However, they have not mastered inferencing. And I did state that they will use inferences for the rest of their life, and it is really important to go beyond the text and to develop a deeper meaning and understanding of what the author wants them to know.
Me and London got the same thing, that farming was important, and we believed it was true because in the text it was talking about how they always farmed and planted crops.